Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight, talking all about WWE's Monday Night Raw, live tonight, the 27th of April, as we're counting down the days until Payback, only 20 days down the road. And they announced last night during Extreme Rules 2015 that we were going to be seeing the King of the Ring going down on Monday and Tuesday this week. They're going to be having first-round matches live on Monday Night Raw, followed up by semifinals and the finals tomorrow. And honestly, I was thinking about when I got home from work, I was going to sit down and I was going to knock out a prediction video for the King of the Ring before getting into Monday Night Raw. Instead, I turned the show on to get right down into watching Monday Night Raw, which opened up with a whole big promo of Seth Rollins trying to take credit for everything that happened with the Shield, and then just talking about the Authority and having the championship and whole lots of bullshit for a main event at Monday Night Raw tonight. But I didn't get a chance to make the prediction video, and honestly, I'm glad that I didn't, because my prediction was honestly looking at this championship. It's not even a championship. I apologize. The King of the Ring tournament. I thought it was going to be built around Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. Sheamus was in the top part of the bracket, and Ziggler was in the bottom part of the bracket. I know that when I talked about the King of the Ring in the video that I put up this morning, I predicted that the loser of the King of the Ring, honestly, in the finals would be Adrian Neville. I looked at it and I thought maybe that Neville would have a good match but lose to Sheamus in the second round. But my bracket is already busted. The first match of the opening King of the Ring first round was Bad News Barrett going up against Dolph Ziggler. In the first round, it was a good match. It was under 10 minutes. But Bad News Barrett was able to get the win from Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was coming in determined. He won his match, but I think he sort of looked like the loser and when things all fell down at the end of Extreme Rules, as he was waiting for Sheamus to kiss his ass. Basically, Sheamus hit him with a low blow, followed by the brogue kick, and then rubbed Ziggler's defeated face into his own ass before walking out, as they played his theme music and making it look like he was the stronger man of the two, even though Ziggler pulled the tights and was able to roll him up and get the victory. During this match, Booker T was talking about how focused Ziggler was, and almost moments after that, Sheamus came out, distracted Ziggler, which led to Bad News Barrett hitting the bullhammer elbow, and Bad News Barrett was able to move on in the tournament to going on to the second round. So as Monday Night Raw rolls on, we'll have live continuous coverage, as well as tomorrow night we'll be watching the King of the Ring tournament as well. So stay tuned. More news to come about the Monday Night Raw, April 27th, 2015, going down right now. Here we go with more of the WWE from Monday Night Raw, April 27, 2015. We're all watching the King of the Ring, and in this first round matchup, R-Truth going up against Stardust. The winner of this match goes on to face Bad News Barrett, who won his match against Dolph Ziggler in the opening match of Monday Night Raw tonight. R-Truth came down to the ring. He had a promo before the match where he said his first order of business as King of the WWE would be to ban all spiders. Going back in the day when he was talking to little Jimmy, talking about all the things that he did not like. This was honestly a joke that was a few years old, that I bet there was a good number of people watching Monday Night Raw tonight that had no idea what was going on with this. This is a very short match, one in under about 3 minutes. Basically, it was just R-Truth winning the match with the what's up, and them basically getting in and out of town. Monday Night Raw tonight, honestly, has not been the biggest affair. Honestly, you had the John Cena Open United States Challenge, where basically it was answered by Heath Slater, coming off of last week's appearance when he ate the RKO in catering, which was followed up by Rusev having a stare down with John Cena, and Rusev basically said that he's gonna win, and he sent Lana off once again. But tonight's Raw isn't horrible like last week, but then again, it is only 6:30. But it was last week. It was closing in on about 7 o'clock is when I was wanting to throw my computer out the window, saying I'm done with it. But R-Truth beats Stardust. Very short match. He's going to move on to tomorrow night's semifinals of the King of the Ring in a match that more than likely he's going to lose. Bad News Barrett will be the guy that right now I think I'm riding to win this, hopefully seeing how he'll move on to then be the #1 contender. Lots of talk about Daniel Bryan and where he's going from here. They had an interview with Brie in the back that was followed up by her getting attacked by Naomi, and Naomi saying that nobody cares about Brie and nobody cares about Daniel Bryan. But much to see. More of the King of the Ring to come tonight. As we continue on with the first round of WWE's Monday Night Raw, April 27th edition of 2015, the first round of the King of the Ring, we see a good matchup. It honestly could be a pay-per-view battle between Sheamus going up against Dean Ambrose. Sheamus, of course, losing his match and then appearing in the first match of Monday Night Raw tonight, making it where Bad News Barrett was able to pick up the win after Sheamus showed up and sort of took as a distraction away from Ziggler. Ziggler was able to get hit by the bullhammer, and that would come into effect later. Of course, Ambrose is coming off of his win at Extreme Rules in the Chicago street fight, where they jumped in the car with Luke Harper and they drove all around the city of Chicago before coming back after the New Day win. And this match honestly showed that neither of these guys took a beating enough at Extreme Rules. Two of these guys have this gimmick of basically being able to get into any fight. Ambrose, basically I don't know, he's not really a biker. I would think of him more as a greaser from back in the older days, with his pants and his sort of just white shirts that he normally wears. Now sometimes he's wearing the black one. But he comes off of as the guy that's just down to fight anyone at any time, no matter how big they are, no matter how much the deck is stacked against them. Sheamus is pretty much that same guy too, coming from Ireland. After the show, he heads to the pub, he pounds some Guinness, and gets in there. And these guys mixed up really, really well. I couldn't think of these guys having a match in WWE before now. Maybe they've had some sort of a televised match or Superstars main event match somewhere along the way where they've crossed paths, but this was the first time I could think of them having a match, and it honestly was really good. These guys jumped in the ring, they beat the hell out of each other, they gave each other everything that they had. One of my favorite spots from this match, basically when Sheamus tied Ambrose up into the ropes and he was going to give him the 10 shots of doom. Ambrose was able to hulk up and basically fight himself out of there, running up to the top rope, jumping off, attacking Sheamus. Big spot of the night came when I thought it was going to be over, when Sheamus locked in the clover leaf onto Ambrose, and I thought with the position they were in the ring, and then honestly every second that he held it on him, I thought that Ambrose would definitely be tapping out soon, but Ambrose was able to fight his way over to the ropes, and at that point the fight spilled out to the outside where it just was utter chaos. Ambrose and Sheamus going after each other, fighting around the announce table. Sheamus throwing Ambrose onto the top of it, and when he goes to start punching Ambrose, Ambrose fights back to the point where he kicks Sheamus off of him, jumps up, does a running jump off of the announce table, and then is starting to run to follow Sheamus. And as he's doing that, Ambrose runs right into a brogue kick, laying him out from Sheamus on the outside. But at that point, they were standing in front of the entrance where the guys come down the ramp. At that point, Sheamus was attacked by Dolph Ziggler. Immediately, the referee called for the bell. Sheamus got the win via disqualification. Sheamus fought off Ziggler, then jumped the barricade, and then ran off from there. Dean Ambrose is pissed because of the fact that the match was called due to a disqualification. He's not going to be able to get moving on, and Sheamus moves on. He's now going to be fighting the winner of Luke Harper versus Adrian Neville in the second round. So Sheamus is moving on. He was my pick to go to the finals with him and Ziggler. Now I'm thinking that they maybe we'll see an upset, since Ziggler wasn't able to fight off Sheamus in this one and hurt him. Maybe he'll be able to show up and Ziggler will be able to cause a disqualification on Sheamus, getting Neville the win to move on to the finals of tomorrow's King of the Ring tournament. So this has been pretty fun. That was a damn good match. Honestly, pay-per-view worthy from Ambrose and Sheamus. Thumbs up on that one, guys. Alright, as Monday Night Raw continues on and goes strong, we have Adrian Neville going up against Luke Harper in the last first round match from the King of the Ring tournament of 2015. Tonight's Monday Night Raw is moving along, and honestly, in my opinion, it's going pretty slow. We've desperately crossed over the line where Monday Night Raw becomes very, very just long. And to make my point go home a little bit longer, there was a point during this match when Luke Harper took control and they moved on until going into a commercial. And by the time the commercial was on and the commercial ended and they were coming back to wrestling, I had forgotten what I was watching. I forgot why I was sitting at my computer. The only thing I was thinking about was getting up from here and maybe going to get something to eat and then heading off to bed for the night, because I just forgot I was watching wrestling. When it came back, I honestly was very glad that I was still sitting at the computer, because of the fact that Luke Harper and Adrian Neville had a very, very good match. I know that Luke Harper is a guy that a lot of people don't believe in. He's sort of in this place that after the Wyatts sort of broke up and everybody went their own different direction, he sort of stayed in the same character, even though he wasn't, the gimmick was the same, but he didn't have the backup behind him that would go along with it. But I think that this guy really has had a lot of great matches. The match that he had with Ambrose last night was great. The TLC match with Dolph Ziggler, I think, opened everyone's eyes up and really saw that this guy could deliver good things inside of WWE. I think that you just need to tweak him just a little bit and he'll be just fine. Adrian Neville getting a win in the first round of this tournament, following up a win in the pre-show match from Extreme Rules last night, honestly is a great boost to where he's going. He's sort of in this place. Is he going to be a mid-carder? Is he going to be a guy that's a soon-to-be main eventer? There's so many of these guys that are down in NXT right now that, Triple H keeps calling the future of the company. A lot of people are trying to figure out when the future of this company is going to be. Adrian Neville was able to get the win in this match, moving on to the next round where he's going to face Sheamus, which is going to be a rematch of a match from SmackDown a few weeks ago where Sheamus was able to pull out the victory. One of those matches, a lot like the match against Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, that Neville wasn't able to get the win in, but I think that it definitely was a match that, even though he didn't get the win in, he got to look really, really strong. And even if Neville is able to pull up a surprise victory, maybe with Dolph Ziggler getting involved tomorrow and moving on, and maybe if he's not able to win against Bad News Barrett, making it to the finals of this King of the Ring tournament, honestly, is going to do a lot for him in the long run. Definitely his promos, like the promo he did, there was a pre-tape before the beginning of Monday Night Raw. You could definitely tell he needs a lot of help in that place, but I'm glad that he got the win, and I'm glad that I'm going to be able to see him wrestle again tomorrow night on the King of the Ring. So in second round matches, you're going to be seeing R-Truth go up against Sheamus. No, I apologize, I screwed this up. You have R-Truth going up against Bad News Barrett, and then Sheamus going up against Neville on tomorrow night's King of the Ring special on the WWE Network.